peregrine falcon is the fastest animal on Earth. A bird of prey, it reaches speeds of over 200 miles per hour when it dives to strike its target. They are found across the continental United States, naturally drawn to sheer cliffs to nest. Similarly, they also like to nest on tall buildings. The W.E.B. Du Bois Library at UMass Amherst is one of such buildings. Since 2003, falcons have nested in the box on the library roof where over 40 chicks have fledged. Falcons return to the same place every year to breed. A female will lay between 3 and 4 eggs, incubating them until they hatch after about a month. Both parents help incubate and raise their young. The chicks begin to fledge after around 40 days, but will remain under their parents' protection until they learn to hunt by themselves. In the 1940s, there were 14 known breeding pairs of peregrine falcons in Massachusetts. However, researchers began to notice a decline over the next few decades. They discovered that the falcons' eggshells became thin and broke during incubation. Without new chicks, their numbers began to decline. By the 1950s, there were no peregrine falcons east of the Mississippi River. The culprit? Dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane, or DDT, a pesticide, which traveled its way from crops through groundwater to the prey that the falcons ate. Its presence caused their eggs' fragility. After a campaign by environmentalists, the federal government banned the use of DDT in 1972. From then, researchers could begin to reintroduce peregrine falcons to their habitat. Tom Cade, a professor of ornithology at Cornell University, formed the Peregrine Fund along with a team of other avid falconers. They began a captive breeding program using falcons of various subspecies donated by falconers. The breeding process was well developed by the late 1970s. First, falcon eggs were incubated by their parents for about a week. The eggs were then moved to artificial incubators to accommodate the hundreds of eggs produced per year. After hatching, the young falcons were hand-raised by humans for a week. Then, they were placed with adult peregrines. Once the young falcons reached 35 days old, they were sent to release sites. UMass Amherst began its falcon program in 1988 with 5 chicks from the Peregrine Fund. Like many other release sites, UMass used a technique called hacking. The chicks were placed in a container called a hack box on the 13th floor of the Lincoln Campus Center. Graduate students Kate Doyle and Catherine Kripp fed and monitored the chicks. After about 7 weeks, the fledglings were beginning to fly and hunt on their own. From 1974 to 1999, over 6,000 peregrine falcons were released in North America. Finally, without the threat of DDT, the peregrine falcon was no longer endangered. As of 2015, there are 30 nesting pairs of peregrine falcons in Massachusetts, more than double its pre-DDT population. The Peregrine Fund continues its captive breeding program and works to conserve birds of prey globally. To save other endangered species, researchers model their programs after the overwhelming success of the peregrine falcon.